Dismiss us at your own peril. Welcome back to the Two Blues podcast. Another live match reaction from another Chelsea win. 5 wins on the trot in the Premier League. 7 wins in a row, all comps. We are 2 points off the top, man. We might have played one more game than Liverpool, but we are 2 points off the top. And by the time we play next week, we might be top of the league, man. Welcome back to the Two Blues podcast. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you are not already. We knew it was going to be a good game. I expected more goals than that, but it was high intensity from the off. It was an excellent tactical battle between Enzo Maresca and Thomas Frank. And yet again, our manager gets the better of another elite tactician. Enzo Maresca, he tweaked. He changed. He knows what to do. He's so good. Game to game, in game. He knows, he understands this Chelsea team. He knows the squad better than the back of his hand. There is not a single... Listen, this Chelsea team showed resilience. We should have got another clean sheet, but again, resilience to not concede again, resilience to still get that over the line. We have not beaten Brentford in the Premier League or otherwise since 2021. 3 calendar years, over 1,000 days since we last beat Brentford, and we have managed to do it just about with another unbelievable team performance. Again, the team is just pulling together when there are no individuals to shine. That is when you know your whole team is performing. But today, let's just I know I've just said the whole team, no end of it. Moises Caicedo, best player in the Premier League, hands down. Gravenberch can't chat to him. Kulusevski can't chat to him. Nobody can chat to this guy. Moises Caicedo is definitively, empirically, the best player in the Premier League, the most consistent performer in the Premier League. No one does it like him, maybe in the world right now. Cucurella, I mean... Let's unpack that red card a little bit, because while going with that, I mean, the first yellow card weren't even a yellow card. It was a brilliant challenge where he won the ball. Second one, I don't even know what happened after the final whistle, but I mean, Cucurella is a big miss. Thank God that we weren't missing him today, because he was top boy today. Not just the goal on that left side. And I'm a guy that has had so much hate for Marc Cucurella, so much loathing for this guy in his first year at Chelsea, his first 18 months at Chelsea. Couldn't stand the guy. I thought performances on the pitch were diabolical. I thought, that was the only thing I was judging him on. Performances on the pitch. And this is a player I rated. This is a player even before, and people were skeptical of me. They were like, oh, no way you watched him in Barcelona B. I watched him in Barcelona B, bruv. I watched him in Getafe, bruv. I knew what this guy was capable of. I always rated Marc Cucurella. I thought he was an excellent player. Went to Brighton, thought he was an excellent player. Came to Chelsea for high fee, you know. I like him. Big fee. He's got to settle in early. He's got to do something early. He was dreadful when he first joined Chelsea. No, there has not been a 180 in football like Marc Cucurella in decades, bro. He was awful, bro. When I tell you he was the worst, but when I tell you I wasn't even focusing on Robert Sanchez, I weren't even thinking about Robert Sanchez. There were players that I wouldn't even have dared to criticize because I was just too stuck on Marc Cucurella. But this guy, attacking, does it all. Defending, does it all. He's an absolute nightmare. As a winger, you just do not want to go up against Cucurella. He's an absolute cunt, mate. Just on your toes 24/7, in your back, pushing you, nudging you. It's what I do as a defender. Getting in you, getting into your head, getting into your face, getting into your physical personal space. Marc Cucurella does that so well. His one-on-one defending is up there, and I've said it in a short the other week, one of, if not the best left-back in the world right now. I don't watch enough world football to say outright that he's the best left-back in world football. He's the best left-back in Premier. He's been the best left-back in the Premier League this season, undoubtedly. His game has just come on leaps and bounds. He is just improving so much as a player, as an individual. He's so integral to this Chelsea team, the way he can invert as well. There are not many players that can invert with the fluidity, with the the ease of transition that Marc Cucurella has done. You know, Malo Gusto, excellent right back, has struggled to invert. Even Reece James at times, when he's got those glimpses in this Chelsea team and he's been asked to invert, he hasn't done it as effectively as Marc Cucurella from that left side. And I'm undoubted that's why Ben Chilwell, one of the reasons why Ben Chilwell has been frozen out of this squad, because he just cannot do that inverted role. It is understated how difficult that role is. Being a left back and being an inverted left back, two completely different things, man. But the fact that this Marc Cucurella can do this role so seamlessly, he can just transition into that centre midfield so easily, bro. It's a blessing to have for us Chelsea fans. And he is just making me eat my words week in, week out. I need to see what that second yellow card was. Hopefully he's not banned for next week. Hopefully we can get that overturned because it is just a yellow card. Whatever it is, you know, he gets caught up in the game. And you know what? As much as I'd love to sit here and say, you know, don't do that, screw your low form, be mature. You know what? After the performance he's just had, after scoring the goal, after the couple of weeks that he's just had, and the 18 months he's had, the turnaround he's had, fucking give him stick, mate. Go for it. Give him shit. I can tell he's an absolute nightmare to play against easily. You know, it gives you those little nudges, those pushes. Fucking do it. He's one of those, he's like Diego Costa. When he's playing against you, you absolutely hate the bloke. But when he's playing for you, you love to see the shithousery. And you know what? Marc Cucurella gets in their heads. He's living rent-free in multiple wingers' fucking brains right now. It is crazy the turnaround that Marc Cucurella has had. And today, you know, locking up Mbeumo, for the most part, obviously, I know he scored, great finish, and he got a few chances, but locking up Mbeumo, locking up those wide areas. I said before the game in my preview, the wide areas were going to be such a big focal point for Chelsea today. The amount that Brentford create from the wide areas, they just flood it forward, get the balls in the box, create. More often than not, we nullified that threat today. Both Gusto and Cucurella, I thought, had solid games today. Very, very good from the defence on the whole. And look, while we still let a goal go, we still let it slip. That's that little lapse of concentration. It's getting better from this Chelsea side. You know, a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago, we would have drawn that game. We would have let the game go 10 minutes earlier and they would have conceded. But today, you know, we've managed to get through it just about. And, you know, we can't understate how important that game is and was. That Brentford bogey team for the last 4 years, absolutely just, it's such a relief to get those 3 points after Arsenal, City, Liverpool all dropped points this weekend. It had negative written all over it, bro. Sunday night, I was buzzing for it. I thought, you know what, Stamford Bridge are going to be up for it. It just had an underlying feeling of, you know what, they're going to come to the bridge, ruin the mood. But you know what? We started well, high intensity from the off, dominated the first half, made little tactical tweaks when needed. Cucurella got the goal before halftime. And you know what? Up until that, if we'd have gone in at 0-0, I think Thomas Frank would have been fairly happy. I think both managers would have been fairly content. Chelsea had dominated, not really made the most of our opportunities. Brentford had stood fast and frustrated us. But I feel like that quality from Chelsea, where we would last season, 2 seasons ago, have just started to get frustrated and started to throw the kitchen sink, started to get a little bit one-dimensional. That's where this Chelsea squad understand that they've got the quality. They know they have the resources, man, to get through. And even when we are getting frustrated for 70, 80, 85 minutes, we know if we just have one chance, one opportunity in those 5 minutes, we're going to be able to break through. And the quality of those players shone through today. And we'll get into individual performances next. So get your man of the match shouts in. I didn't even hear a man of the match shout from, I was going to say Sky Sports, from whatever channel I was watching it on. Let me know your man of the match today. Nico Jackson, man. What a finish. What a bloke. What a guy. Let's dip into the comments. Gabriel, appreciate you joining, bro. It was a deserved victory. Cuckoo lost it at the end for no reason. If I'm not mistaken, 2 yellow cards is a 1-game ban. Yeah, I believe it's a 1-game ban, but I think we should have, I mean, I've got to see what happened for that second one, but I think we should appeal it because he won the ball for the first challenge. That wasn't a yellow card. I fucking tweeted about that. That's how you know I was up in arms, because I tweeted about it on the scene. I only do that about things that I'm irate at. Gabriel's going cuckoo man of the match. David, I've got to agree with you. Listen, Gabriel, I appreciate you joining my bro, but how you can overlook Moises Caicedo today? Let's just have a quick look at the foot mob. Let's have a quick look at who they've rated what. All right. Oh, there are 11. No, there's 10 green performances from Chelsea and 1 light blue from the man of the match, apparently Robert Sanchez, and I've got to give it to the bloke. I said today, even if, you know what, he's his normal self at the back, poor distribution, as long as he doesn't put anybody in hospital wall situations, as long as he comes through with the odd save tonight, I'm golden. And you know what? Tonight, I can't even remember too many of those, but he made a few saves, and that one against Norgard is already the save of the month. That save against Norgard, unbelievable reaction save. Robert Sanchez, I take my hat off to you. I still don't rate you. I still don't think you should be the number 1 Chelsea goalkeeper, but today, fantastic. And you've earned your place for another week because, let's be honest, you weren't getting unsettled anyway. But yeah, Robert Sanchez, you've saved the game for us on multiple occasions today. But I mean, there's not a single poor rating in this Chelsea team on FootMob. I mean, Cucurella with a red card has 7.3. Colwill 7.2. Tosin 7.6. Gusto 7.7. I'd back that. I'd say Cucurella had the best performance apart from the red card, which obviously brings points down. And then Gusto, yeah, I think had an excellent game today. But Moises Caicedo, 8. 8 rating. Let's not underlie this performance. I mean, even Cole Palmer, Cole Palmer had a quiet game today, but it was a period of about 20 minutes in that second half where he was just magic. You couldn't get the ball off him. His dribbling was superb, touch, passing, everything. He just comes into the game, just commands it. He just has that, I hate the word, but he has that aura about him. He has that presence about him on the pitch where he can just come with that hazard, where he can just affect the game as and how he wants. But yeah, I think, yeah, David, you're not wrong. Moises Caicedo, let's just have a chat about this, because I got off the sofa 85 minutes. That challenge he made may even have been stoppage time. That challenge he made in the Brentford half, right? Ball goes loose. They're about to break, and Moises Caicedo sprints to the other side of the pitch and throws himself at the ball, bruv, sliding any man's angle. And you know what? There was not a more perfectly timed, perfectly placed challenge in that 90 minutes. 92 minutes in, and Moises Caicedo still makes a better challenge than 95%, 99% of Premier League midfielders. This guy, bro, there is nobody on this planet that can tell me this guy is not the best player in the Chelsea team. He's not the most consistent and best player in the Premier League this season. Anybody that says Moises Caicedo ain't that guy is either bitter or lying. That's one of the two. Well, no, they're definitely lying, but they're either bitter, jealous, whatever it is, man. Moises Caicedo is that guy. We've talked about the Makaleli role. We've talked about the Kante role. These Chelsea midfielders that have etched themselves into history. Moises Caicedo's already done that. 1 season in. It was, 2-3 games at the start of last year that he was poor, the West Ham game, and then, it took him a while to get up to speed. Again, at the start of this season, took him a while to get up to speed. May have been the workload of last season. That we're seeing a little pattern here. But after that Servette second game, I could go down for the last 2.5, 3, 4 months of Caicedo's performances. He has not dropped a poor performance. Caicedo is undoubtedly the best player in the Premier League right now. Nobody touches him. Gravenberch, Kulusevski, nobody touches him. And the reason he doesn't get enough plaudits, the reason he is still underrated, is because he plays in a position that doesn't get too much props. He doesn't get goals, doesn't get assists. So he doesn't get the stats, the graphics. Moises Caicedo is undoubtedly the best player in the Premier League this season, most consistent for Chelsea. I'd argue the best central defensive midfielder in world football right now. I probably don't watch enough world football to say that, but you know what? He clears the Premier League head and shoulders above the rest. And you know what? Bellingham ain't doing it. There's no one in Bundesliga doing it like this. Kimmich, Goretzka, no one in Bundesliga doing it like this. You know what? Caicedo, clear for me in world football as the best central defensive midfielder. And obviously, alongside him, Enzo Fernandez, another great performance from him today. Another assist. This guy just continues to flourish. There is no, and I've said before, people were saying, this dressing room, man, they're all going to turn on each other. Healthy competition, man. This is the best situation that Enzo Maresca could possibly wish for, because we had 6, 7 major players out today, mostly attacking players out today. And we could still field a full strength 11 and have a pretty full strength bench, albeit with a few youngsters on it, and not look, nobody be none the wiser. We're missing João Felix, Mudryk, Badia Shield, Lavia. Pedro Neto. Am I missing more? There's more in there that we're missing. But yet, where's Fofana? But yet still, this Chelsea team has enough, and Enzo Maresca has created this environment, this healthy competition, this positive environment whereby these players are just constantly competing about each other. And you know what? You know one player that I thought had an instant impact on today, and somebody I saw, a big Chelsea account tweeted, hook him at halftime. I thought Madueke, sublime today. But class. Cut above his performances better than his hat-trick performance today. Selfless, trying to provide for others, working for the team. The work rate down the right side from Madueke, the defensive work, the intelligence to know when to make the runs. Madueke, I am a big fan of Madueke. Big fan. But I am a skeptical guy. I'm critical. When he doesn't perform, when Chelsea players don't perform, I call them out. Even today, I'll call people out. Robert Sanchez on small mistakes. Still got man of the match on FootMob today. Noni Madueke, sublime today. Work rate, exceptional. On the ball, exceptional. Decision making, better. More selfless. More work for the team. And the assist on a fucking dime. As someone that used to put in balls like that twice a week on a Sunday league, I know the feeling when you put in a 10 out of 10 ball and someone doesn't get on the end of it. It's heartbreaking. There's nothing worse. But that ball from Noni Madueke for Cucurella's header, not even 10 out, bro. 200 out of 10, bro. It was perfect. Weight perfect. Inch perfect. Everything about that ball. And you know what? That's what Noni Madueke needs to do more of. Stop getting yet. Listen, and this is going to be so hypocritical. As someone who said Noni Madueke's best feature, best trait is when he gets his head down and goes at his man and just beats his man. His confidence to always want to take his man on. The more balls he can put into the box, when he shows us he's got delivery like that, the more balls he can put into the box, the better. Because we know that Pedro Neto has an exceptional delivery. When he's able to beat his man, get the wrong side, brilliant pace, acceleration off the charts, and the ability to put the ball into the box with either foot is exceptional. Jadon Sancho, playing off the left on his non-preferred side, is doing fantastically. He moves over to the right and he's putting even better balls into the box. But Noni Madueke is kind of limited to this right side. Obviously, he's very left-footed. And being left-footed, he wants to cut in, always wants to cut in, create something. I've got nothing against that. But with the wingers that we've got on our books at the moment, you've got to take this into account. And you've got to think, look, he's got to be more flexible. He's got to be a little bit more ambidextrous with his feet. Ambibipedal is the word that I was looking for. He's got to be able to use his right foot a little bit more. And that's what he did. I know he's put his assist in with the left foot. I know that's what the majority of what it came from. But what he needs to do is just keep working. Keep doing what you're doing. Do not change anything. The more he works on his end product and the more balls he gets into the box in match play, not just in training, because anybody can do it in training. Anybody can do it behind closed doors. Anybody can look like an absolute baller or a worldie behind closed doors. But it's when you're on the pitch, on the big stage, when you can make that happen, that is when you can sit there and say, I deserve to be in this team. I can not cut slack, I'm not take time off, but that is when I can sit here and say, I honestly deserve to be in this team. And Noni Madueke, a player that struck a lot of Chelsea fans as egotistical, too big for his boots, scored one hat-trick against Wolves, getting too ahead of himself. I've always seen a quality player. And listen, no doubt there's ego there. No doubt there is a player with a lot of self-confidence, self-importance there. But you know what? It's because he knows how fucking good he is, bro. He's that good. He has the ego. He has the self-importance because he knows how good he could be. And the constructive criticism, the words in the press conference from Enzo Maresca this week, talking about Noni Madueke needing to do more in training, needing to do more in games, more goals, more assists. That's not saying you don't do enough. It's like me going downstairs and saying, oh, don't do that. Oh, I haven't. No, it's not saying you have. It's saying don't. Enzo Maresca recognises the quality of this player. We all, as Chelsea fans, I feel, recognise the quality of Noni Madueke. And that is why I feel a lot of Chelsea fans get on his back, because they are frustrated. Because they see the quality of player. They see how good this guy could be if he squared it more, if he was a little bit more selfless. And that was the Noni Madueke that we saw today. I genuinely think this guy could be world class. He is on a level with Saka, 100%. He is. All he needs to do to get himself to Saka's game is start taking penalties and corners. But 1,000%, Noni Madueke is ready to challenge for that right side of England. He's ready to compete with the big boys. He just needs to screw his loaf on and just start to think more selflessly, like he did today. And you know what? I have no complaints about Noni Madueke today. When he's more selfless, when he starts to put those balls in the box, take as many shots as you want, because we know drifting in off that right side, we know he's got a left peg. We know he's capable of finding the near post, the far post. We know he can score. So when he creates 2-3 chances, when he's a little bit more selfless, I've got no problem with him taking those chances, with him going for goal himself. Because you know what? He's gone and done it for his teammate. Why not go and do it for yourself? And we know he's capable, which is my favorite thing about Madueke. I've said it before. I'll say it again. He's not our best winger, but he is our best 1v1 dribbler. He is our most confident winger. He is the player that is most happy, most eager, most willing to go up against his defender and beat him and get a ball into the box. And while his end product may not be as refined, may not be as developed as Pedro Neto, as Jadon Sancho, that will come with time, that will come with experience. And I have no doubt that will come with the man management of Enzo Maresca, because he will be very happy with Noni Madueke's performance today. And I would expect him to come out and say Noni Madueke did well, but he has to do more. Because that is what we are expecting from this Chelsea team now. More. They are setting the levels. Forget rivals. Forget people finally recognising us. Finally turning around and going, you know what? This Chelsea team, our title challenger, they're pretty fucking good. They've got squad depth. They've invested well. They've sold well. They've rebuilt. They've got a great manager, great team, great confidence, great winning streak. Fuck! This Chelsea team might be a problem. Yes, we are a problem, bro. Yes, we are. We're way more than a problem, bro. We're an injunction in this Premier League, man. We're a blockage in the Premier League status quo, man. Nobody wants us to win. Nobody wants us to do well. I give it 2-3 defeats before the £1 billion bottle jobs start coming out again. You're seeing all these rivals come out now. Have been quiet for the last 18 months. They're coming out now and going, oh, if they don't win, it's a bit shit, all this money they've spent. Listen, pipe the fuck down. We know very much where we're supposed to be. We know where we are. We've endured 24 months of misery. Maybe 36, Ever since that Champions League win, it's been pretty fucking miserable. Definitely 2, maybe 3 years of misery for these Chelsea fans, this Chelsea team. And we deserve every single bit of positivity that is coming our way. Because we have stuck with this team. We have stuck with the process. Even when we were told to trust the project and we didn't. Even when we were told to trust the process and it was incredibly difficult to watch a Pochettino side that played for 45 minutes rather than 90. We stuck with them. We are the ones that deserve this prospect. No one more than the Chelsea team but us. We deserve this. And to think that we might be, albeit with games in hand, albeit with games to play, we might be top of the league this time next week. Come on, man. How can you sit here as a Chelsea fan and not just be grateful, not just be gassed to see where we are? I have not felt like this as a Chelsea fan for years. I've not felt the lack of drop in my stomach. My heart used to drop out my stomach whenever the ball went back. And it still does time to time whenever Robert Sanchez is in goal. But this Chelsea side, last season we would have lost today. Last season we would have let that slip and we would have lost 3-2. But today, listen, man, I can't give enough props to Enzo Maresca. I can't give enough props to this Chelsea team for the distance that we have come. I'm sweating on this stream. Look, you can tell, bro. This is getting me irate, man. Just to think about how far we've come, how much we've endured. And listen, rival fans will throw it at us. Well, endured. Oh, you've spent millions year on year out. Mate, we didn't choose. You don't choose to be a Chelsea fan. You're a Chelsea fan from birth. We get stuck with this. And for the majority of us, let's say it how it is. For the majority of us Chelsea fans, there may be quite a few pre-existing me on this stream or watching the stream right now. By the way, if you are watching the stream, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We're nearly at 2K subs. But for anybody that's my age or less, you've been used to winning. You've grown up winning. You've grown up with success. You've grown up in the Abramovich era of Chelsea, which has just been demanding success year in, year out. And when it doesn't work, we change it. The last 3-4 years for Chelsea has been unprecedented for me as a Chelsea fan. As a 27-year-old man, I have never experienced the last 3 years of despair that this Chelsea team has experienced. And you know what? We've come through it more resolute, stronger, better for it, because you know what? When this happens again, we'll just be able to refer back to the good times. It was a laugh and a joke when Lampard was taking us through transfer embargoes. That's the vibes that we're going to be able to relate back to in 5, in 10 years, if and when this cycle happens again. But you know what? This team, this cycle that we've been through has set us for the future. For the next 5, Enzo Maresca keeps saying we're set for the next 5-10 years. He ain't wrong. This Chelsea team, if they could just continue to gel together, they can be the Man City of last season for the next 5-10 years. We can dominate the Premier League, the Champions League. We can dominate whatever the fuck we want, man. This Chelsea squad has so much quality there. Yeah, we are just... It's just, you know... Why? Pause. I'm just taking it all in. Pause. Oh, let's go through the comments real quick. Yeah. Cuckoo should only be a 1-game ban. I need to see what it was, but yeah, double yellow card normally just means 1-game ban. David, this is the crazy thing, right? So not just Caicedo. The point is Caicedo, and I'm 100% with you. Caicedo's only 23. When he joined Chelsea, he was 22, maybe just even 21. You know, I can't even remember, but he was young. This was a player that had played one season. Yeah, he was 22. He just played one season, 1.5 season, but one full season for Brighton. I mean, to think that these players have just played one full season, Jackson on one full season, Cole Palmer on one full season. You know what? Let's talk about Nico Jackson. Gabriel says Maresca only made one substitution. Yeah, because he didn't need to, because this team is that fucking good, mate. Normally, I'd have been saying make a sub, but you know what? He knew that we got the quality. Yeah, we have a better team than last year, obviously. Yeah. Right. Let's end this stream talking about the best striker in the Premier League. Now, Alexander Isak might have been my go-to, might have been the guy that I wanted at Chelsea, might have wanted us to break the bank for him a couple of seasons ago. Did say that, have been on record as saying that, won't deny it. Do think he's a quality player, and you know what? If we went out and broke the bank for him tomorrow, I wouldn't complain. I'd, see issue with it. I wouldn't complain. I think Isaac's quality. Jackson's better. Nicholas Jackson, the guy is... The finish today, sumptuous, bruv. I mean, I know he should have bagged one earlier, but the Nicholas Jackson of last season wouldn't have finished that one today like he did. He made that look so easy. That finish, that's what he does. That's who he is. 9 goals in the Prem this season for Nico Jackson. He's going to hit 20 easy. I love this guy. I love him. I think it's so difficult to be a complete number 9. It's so difficult to have every single attribute that you need. Like Haaland doesn't have every single attribute. He can't do the link-up play. He can't drop in. He can't play it to feet. He's not agile enough. He hasn't got the frame or the technical ability. He's world-class at the majority of things that you need a striker, and he's a fantastic goal scorer. But in terms of a complete number 9, a complete striker, Jackson's better than Haaland. Jackson is a more complete striker than Haaland, easily. I'm a firm believer. I've always said Alvarez was a more complete striker than Haaland. Alvarez was more integral and more important and a better player for Man City than Erling Haaland. And I do think they've cut their nose off to spite their face with bringing Erling Haaland into the team. Look, he won them everything last season and the year before. But we're seeing the negative effects of that now. You know, their style of play is very one-dimensional. It's not even get the ball into Haaland anymore because that don't work because they just had that route closed off. So Haaland's struggling now with a lack of supply. Nicholas Jackson isn't a striker that relies on supplying to the box, isn't a striker that relies on coming deep. He's a striker that can do it all, that can adapt his game. When the ball is into feet, he can come short. When he's not getting the service, he can drop in, let somebody else, let Cole Palmer rotate, let the wingers go up, put them in. If he needs to be the target man, if he needs to go and win balls in the box, he can do that. He can head the ball. He can be that target man. He's got the frame to do it. There is genuinely nothing about Jackson I don't like. The only thing, but you can't moan his consistency. But you can't complain about that. You can't say that because he's improving week in, week out. And he might miss the odd chance, but it's much improved on last season. And there's no way he don't hit 20 goals this season in the Premier League. He pisses it. He's already on 9 in 16? So he's got 2 games to get that 10 and then the second season to get another 10. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he's up there with Golden Boot this year. Next season, again, this is a striker that, and my family, again, will debate me with this tonight when I go and have a chat to them about, and they'll say, his performance over 90 minutes, he missed a couple of chances. Did you see the way he put away that goal, bro? Did you see the way he fucking finished that? There's not a striker that runs like Nicholas Jackson. There's not a striker, and this is the other thing. Isak, very similar to Jackson. Better finisher than Jackson. Doesn't get as involved as Jackson. Doesn't bring himself deep. Doesn't link up. Doesn't do that 1-2, that tiki-taka. He's so good. So good. So good. Honestly, if anything, Jackson is underrated. I know people have been gassing him up this year. If anything, he is still underrated. And he will continue for years. People slagged him off last season. And I went, and I can't believe that my dad is anti-Jackson because you know what? He was the one that first said to me and told me year after year, Drogba was shit the first year he joined. Couldn't trap a ball, couldn't score, couldn't hit a barn door with a fucking banana skin. But second season, bosh, clicked. Best big game player, best striker Chelsea's ever seen, best big game player the world has ever seen, because we took a chance on him, because it clicked. Nicholas Jackson, I saw so many similarities last year in early Drogba. A player that had the ability, but just didn't have the coherence, didn't have the rounded edges to his raw game. And you know what? He's started to apply that, man. He's started to apply that. His finishing. But you know what? Not even just his finish. His finishing was the one thing that I always said, look, he's got everything else. If his finishing clicks, and it's very rare that it does, but if his finishing clicks, he's set. He's golden. But I've always backed him. And you know what? It's clicked. Finishes like today don't come from a non-confident striker. Finishes like today don't come from an average striker, bro. This guy is the truth. I am telling you. And Christopher Nkunku can be rightly pissed off sitting on the bench with 12 goals, 12, 13 goals this season. But you know what? With Nico Jackson in the first team, Nkunku don't do what Jackson does. His all-round game. He don't bring players into play. He doesn't do the link-up. He doesn't drop deep. He doesn't help other players like Nico Jackson. And that's the thing. The guy is desperate to score. The guy is desperate. I was going to say hungry. He is desperate to get himself on the score sheet, to score, to assist, to help his team sheets, to help his teammates. But you know what? When he doesn't do that, he still has an effect on the game. He still manipulates play around him. He still makes unbelievable runs. He just runs the defenders ragged all game. If he didn't score, you know what? If he didn't touch the ball in 90 minutes, Nicholas Jackson would still have an incredible effect on the game because of the runs he makes, because of the way he draws defenders out of dangerous positions. His intelligence got understated. And this, again, is another player who has spent just one season at Chelsea. One season at Villarreal in the A team. Came off the back of a big injury, scored 9 goals in 10 games or something stupid like that. And now he's at Chelsea. 17 goals in his first year, all comps. Better record than Drogba. Still had work to do. Still had improvements to make. Still had half the fan base hating on him. This season, he's shown people he's the truth. There's not a rival fan that can sit here and say, oh, Nicholas Jackson's a shit striker. Nicholas Jackson's not as good as Kai. Do you remember when Nicholas Jackson, Kai Havertz was a conversation? Where are those men now? Now the conversation is Jackson versus fucking Haaland, and Jackson's winning, bruv. He's the truth. He's the truth. He is the truth. And with Enzo Fernandez behind him, you know, I've said time and again, not a better distributor of the football in this Chelsea team. And you know what? Any number of men can put the ball on a plate for Nicholas Jackson now. Noni Madueke, Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez. Fucking Moy can do it if he wants it. Gusto, Cucurella, Sancho, Neto, Mudryk. I mean, the chance creator. Do you remember like last year when Chelsea thought we didn't have creative midfielders, when we didn't have a chance creator in the team? We've got about 600 now. God damn it. This team, I love this team. I was saying downstairs, Eamon's downstairs, he's waiting. Appreciate you, my bro. I love this team. I am in love. I have loved Chelsea my entire life. There has not been, I was going to say not been a minute, not been a day of my 27 years of existence that I've not been 100% committed to and in love with this Chelsea team. I don't understand how it's growing. I don't understand how it's getting more and more. I don't understand how I'm falling more and more in love with this team, more connected. I haven't been as connected to a team since the 03, 04, 05, you know, the team that I grew up on, my childhood team, the players I aspired to be. I haven't felt as connected with the Chelsea team since the Champions League winning side in 12 years. 2012, not 2021. This Chelsea team is going to go on and do great things. I have no doubt. Absolutely phenomenal group of players, phenomenal manager. Enzo Maresca deserves all the plaudits he gets. Yeah, man. We're coming for the league, man. Crazy. Appreciate everybody in the comments. If anybody's still watching, appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Just David, appreciate you joining, my bro. UCL, hey, listen, man. Touch wood. Let's not curse it, but yes, UCL, there's no way we can be missing out on this. There's no way we can not be playing Champions League football next season. We are the best team in England right now. Fuck Liverpool, bruv. We are the best team in England right now. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Gabriel. My dad is a hater. Gavlar, if you're watching, you won't be. But if you're watching, appreciate you, my guy. Anybody watching, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Gabriel, tell them what to do, bro. Gabriel, tell them in the chat. Tell them what to do, man. Like, comment, subscribe at Two Blues Podcast on the Instagram, on the TikTok. You know what it is, man. Two Blues Podcast. Listen, I love you lot. Make sure to continue running up the content. I'm going to be putting out a short very shortly. See what I did there? But make sure to continue to run it up. I'll put out a live match preview. Go and watch that for the fuck of it. We put out a nice little roundup in the week as well. I'm going to be doing a Lone Watch episode. Strasbourg won 3-0 today. Chalobah scoring for Crystal Palace as well in a win there. But George Petrovic, another clean sheet. Andres Santos, another goal for Strasbourg. Lone Watch coming to you on Wednesday. But until then, yeah, man, keep it. Oh, you know what? I say until then, we're going to be doing Two Blues Tuesday on Tuesday. Make sure to be here, 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday for a live stream of myself and Mr. C Money Picks. We're going to be talking everything from the weekend's football ahead, and as well as a little preview of the European fixtures of the week. But yeah, man, Two Blues podcast on the Instagram, on the TikTok. Gabriel, Just David. Appreciate everybody joining. Rain as well. Love my people. Make sure to run up Two Blues podcast, man. You see, you're already on the channel, man. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Go and watch a few videos, man. Run up the watch hours for us. Get us monetized. We're still not monetized. Still not a 2K. You lot need to get us there, man. Appreciate everybody that's joining. Appreciate everybody that support us. Continue to do so. We out, man. See you on fucking Tuesday.